So quite a while ago, I was watching The Empire Strikes Back after a long time of not seeing this movie, and that was not too long after I had finished watching Kenobi. And while I was watching that, I had noticed that there is something different about Darth Vader. Or should I say, that there is a difference in the way that Disney is trying to make us feel about his presence. To give you a quick tear before I'm getting into the meat of things, it seems like Disney is trying really hard to make Vader look like a monster from a horror movie. And because we are using a visual medium, I suggest we adhere to the rule of show don't tell and look at a scene from Kenobi just to get the point across. Camera work, the frame choices, the soundtracks, they're really trying to draw your attention to how scary Vader is.
Jasper, I do not understand.
Don't understand what?
Did you not thought it was brilliant when they did it in Rogue One?
Yes, I did.
Is it not consistent within the universe that people will perceive Darth Vader as a monster?
Yes, and I was just about to get there.
Is it not consistent with Darth Vader's character to enforce that perception?
Yes, and if you shut up and let me talk for a moment, I will be able to...
Then why are you so upset? This is hardly a logical reaction.
Well, as I was trying to say, the problem here is with the lack of subtlety. In the original trilogy, Vader was not scary because the scene shoved a fear factor up your throat, he was scary because of how he was designed. Let's take a look at another scene, this time from The Empire Strikes Back, to see exactly what I mean.
This is an unexpected pleasure. We're honored by your presence.
You may dispense with the pleasantries, Commander. I'm here to put you back on schedule.
I assure you, Lord Vader, my men are working as fast as they can.
Perhaps I can find new ways to motivate them.
I tell you, this station will be operational as planned.
The Emperor does not share your optimistic appraisal of the situation.
But he asks the impossible. I need more men.
Then perhaps you can tell him when he arrives.
The Emperor's coming here?
That is correct, Commander. And he is most displeased with your apparent lack of progress.
We shall double our efforts.
I hope so, Commander, for your sake. The Emperor is not as forgiving as I am.
Do you see the difference? Vader is not shot in a way that's supposed to make him look like a monster. He's just being that tough boss you don't want to come to and say, sorry, I fucked up. This scene does not need to exaggerate how scary and evil Vader is because it's already embedded into the character. He's a tall guy that wears a cape that makes him look even bigger. He's wearing a black armor and a helmet that prevents us from reading his facial expressions. And of course, let us not forget about his voice.
Move the ship out of the asteroid field so that we can send a clear transmission.
Vader's design was built to tap into our most instinctual fears, those that are hardwired into our biology.
And yet, that scene from Kenobi seems to be rather effective. So where is the problem?
Well, for a start, it just doesn't feel the same. That kind of presentation had become the go-to for every time Vader appears on screen. And sure, it is consistent with the character, but it's just feels different. Also, I cannot help but getting the impression that the only reason this change was made was for profit. Something that Lucasfilm really likes to do is bringing back fan-favorite characters and milk them for every single penny they can get their hands on. The problem is that they're too busy dangling those characters in front of the audience like keys in front of a baby, instead of coming up with something new and interesting. And that is a recipe for lazy writing. Sure, money was also part of Star Wars when George Lucas was at the helm, but back then it never took precedence over the story.
But Jasper, there have been recent Star Wars content that people almost universally love.
Yes, you're right, but that content almost always has either introduced completely new characters or reintroduced characters that already pre-existed, and while they were not exactly fan favorite, there was still enough intrigue about them so the audience may be interested in whatever stories they have. That doesn't mean that original characters automatically means better writing. The Acolyte is original, and yet the writing in that show is as shitty as it can possibly get. But when you need to think of a new character with a new background and personality, it forces you to get out of your shell and actually pay attention to what you are writing. Sure, both The Mandalorian and to a far lesser extent, Jedi Fallen Order had reintroduced known characters that are well loved by the audience, but that was after they already had a well-established plot and characters that can stand on their own merits. So characters like Luke Skywalker or Darth Vader were an icing on the cake more than anything else. But sadly, this is all the misery I can endure for today.
If you enjoyed the video, please share your opinion with us. That may prove beneficial for the improvement of our content.
And don't forget to smash the like and subscribe button for more biting reviews.
Biting? But Jasper, reviews should not bite.